Hi, my name is Colton Mickelson. This is my career profile number 2 for Family 150. I chose to talk to a woman whose name is Deanne Ford. She works for LDS Family Services, which is a very large organization. It's worldwide. We talked a little bit about her workday. Workday is 8 to 5 every day. There's a lot of flexibility, though, in her schedule. She mentioned that if she maybe had a doctor's visit, she was able to take time uh, to block it out from the day and go do what she needed to do, and then she'd come back to work and not necessarily count that as part of her paid time off. She said from time to time that night work is required for what she does. What she does is she goes and she counsels bishops on how to handle certain situations. And when she goes to do those evening councils with bishops or stake presidents, she's able to count that actually towards her work day. So maybe on a day that she has to do some night work, she can take off a little bit early, maybe around 1 or 2, because she's going to be working that evening. And she felt like that was pretty nice. In terms of family friendliness, it's obviously going to be a very friendly place to work. Typical stressors that go with the job. Now, the most obvious one that comes to your mind when you think of a counselor of sorts is being able to compartmentalize. And she admitted that that is one of the largest things, is being able to leave work at work. As a counselor, she can't pick up what's broken and mend it and give it back to you and say, it's all better. That's not how it works. Basically, her job is to listen to what people have to say and give them the tools to mend what is broken. And that can be hard from time to time. There's some people who have some very sad situations, and so that is a heavy load and a very large stressor when working in that type of environment. Another thing that she mentioned was applying theoretical learning to individual people. A lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to apply this theory in this situation, because you go to school, you learn these theories, you figure out how and when you can apply them, but the problem is there's not a one size fits all solution. There is no cookie cutter answer in this business. You have to be able to roll with some things. You have to be able to listen and figure out what exactly I can do, what combination of things are going to be best to help this individual the most. And so that can be stressful. Paperwork and legality was another stressor, especially the legality part. Having to make sure that she has her bases covered, that the client's safety is provided, and as the client's safety is provided, her safety is provided, so that for worrying about maybe someone coming after her, trying to revoke her license for something that was said or something that was done. And then on top of that paperwork deal, it's typically 2 to 10 hours a week. It fluctuates depending on the situation. Job tasks. So we mentioned that she has to listen, all right? As a counselor 3, she has her own clients, and she can be a counselor to anybody. She provides counsel to those who come and lay out their problems. She applies those the theoretical learning to people's lives. A large part of who she works with are singles, but she also deals with couples, married couples, and basically it's with whatever troubles that they might have. But most commonly she works with people who suffer from mental health issues, such as anxiety or depression or bipolarism. And because there's multiple clients a day and through the week, she has to maintain organization. She has to be able to take her notes from one session and have them in an organized fashion so that on the next one they can kind of just pick up and keep going from where they left off. Lastly, one of the last things that she spends time doing is she has to keep up on continuing education in order to keep her license from relapse. It's required that she has 20 credit hours a year to maintain her license. Deanne received her bachelor's degree in psychology from BYU and received her master's degree in social work from Boise State. And she wasn't required to gain any extra certifications to work at LDS Family Services. However, she is becoming certified to better deal with people with anxiety this upcoming year. Typical benefits. She's a full salary position. You get full benefits. You got vision, health, dental. She mentioned that it's a very nice benefit being able to work with people whose values are in alignment with hers. When it comes to continuing education, the nice thing is that LDS Family Services pays for those credit hours that she needs to keep her license. They pay for certifications that she might need to make her better at her job. They pay for her to go to leadership trainings, and they'll pay for the training, and they'll also pay her way to get there, her food, her lodging. And so there's a lot of benefits, specifically in the continuing education department, so that she can basically just become the best she can be at her job. Final benefit she mentioned was LDS Family Services pays for her licensing. So that's a pretty that can be a pretty spendy thing, but she doesn't have to worry about it. That's just a benefit that comes with the job. Let's talk lastly about her salary range. I didn't ask specifically what Sister Ford was making. I said, I want to know what you can start at, what you can end at, but I don't specifically need to know exactly what you make. And she said starting salary range, when she started, she was making $52,000 a year. And she said with a little bit of experience, you could probably work your way up to the $75,000 to $80,000 a year. But she did mention that there are some government jobs that you can get into that would pay around the six-figure mark. Those are hard to come by, so in all realisticness, $52,000 to $75,000 is basically where you sit. She says it's a very, very flexible degree, and she could use it just about anywhere. But that was my presentation on Deanne Ford, a Counselor 3 for LDS Family Services. Thank you.